Hello and welcome to Kakistocracy. My name is Chris Adams. I am here with Joseph P. Larkin. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. It appears that you've smeared Vaseline on your camera. It's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we're about to shoot a love scene in here. Me and my dog.
Wait, you have a dog?
No.
Okay, good. Um, yeah.
You just missed the part where I said I was about to fuck a dog, I guess. You didn't hear that part.
Oh, I didn't care. I don't know. No.
Okay, good.
Um, yeah. Jokes aside, because obviously you're joking, because you only have cats. Um,
Yeah.
the uh, you're in a new room, which is nice because it's good to change up things, change of scenery, and
Yeah, do you guys like the brown fucking color? Like fucking walls? Now you know why there's so much shit on the other wall in the other room. Dude, like this shit hasn't been up, nothing's been updated since the fucking 70s here. So
oh,
yeah,
okay,
everything's fucking brown, everything's brown and orange and shit everywhere.
nice,
Whenever I move out, it's gonna cost so much money to renovate this place, but also the idea that my neighbors will have to listen to it for weeks on end is very appealing to me as well. To me,
hmm
dude, when your house is over 50 years old, dude, shit just falls off. Like I've broken like five doors here, not on purpose either. He just like one time one of my cats scratched my hand and I was bleeding all over the bathroom floor, so I was like, fuck. I grabbed the drawer handle and just ripped the front of the drawer off trying to get some Neosporin.
oh,
And so I just took the drawer and threw it the front of the drawer and threw it into the drawer. Someone else will have to fucking deal with that shit later.
right.
But yeah, dude, and by the way, even 50 years ago, illegal aliens were doing all the fucking work because everything looks like shit.
Hmm.
Everything looks like shit. Every time you sit on the toilet, you look around and see all the poorly painted spots on the wall and how these fuckers will not use tape ever. What did
Really?
tape ever do you Mexicans? They will not use the painting tape. They won't do it. They think they're too good for it. Fuck it. I just can't even believe that people who have lived in this fucking state and used illegal uh, labor and for 50 fucking years when it's so shitty. It's
Hmm.
not good. It's weak. It's
Right.
lame. And by the way, then my next door neighbor is renovating his place right now, or the place they just moved out of,
Hmm.
and the dudes that were in there, I fucking looked in the recycling after a long day of work. There was a fucking empty 24 pack of Tecate in there, and a bunch of taco truck food. And I was like, man, they did come here for a better life. Talk about a better life, a job where you don't have to do fucking shit all day except make noise and drink fucking beer. 24 pack. There's
Mm-hmm.
two dudes that were in there working that day. They drank 12 fucking beers apiece on the job, and then they drove home in the work truck.
Whoa,
Ain't that
that's
something?
crazy.
Dude,
Like,
that's just average illegal immigrant behavior. I've seen that shit a million times. The fact that it's taken them this long to renovate a spot that they only lived in for 2 years, what did they do? I mean, I know they
right.
were stomping on the floors, but what the fuck? I guess you ruined all your floors. You stupid fuckers. Meanwhile, the floors are the only thing I don't have to fix in my fucking house. Because I don't stop on that shit.
Right.
But yeah, dude, anyone who ever thinks that these illegal aliens aren't they're living the life of Riley, and don't ever fucking forget it.
Yeah.
That's why they protest getting deported. I wouldn't want to go back to my home state where A, I don't get free welfare, and B, I don't get to just drink beer all day on the job. And I can't even fucking believe this shit, man, that no one, you didn't send anybody over to monitor the situation to make sure they weren't just sitting around drinking beer all day. Because
Right.
let me tell you, this is what they were fucking doing. It's fucking hilarious.
That is.
God damn. God damn, dude.
Ah. I mean, yeah, that sounds like, well, I don't even want to do that, and I enjoy drinking on more than an occasion, uh, but I would not want to drink 12 beers and be at work. That just sounds like hell to me.
I know, in a place where there's no place to lie down either after you get fucking slaughtered.
Yeah.
Dude, that is crazy. 12 beers is more than twice the amount it takes to get me like tight
Mm-hmm.
to the point of vomiting. This guy is such a fucking these guys are such drunks. It takes 12 beers to get him off. It's the same with that stupid homeless bitch. And I got another story about her, of course. There's never not going to be a new update about this bitch every fucking week.
Right.
So last week I had to take the trash out or something, so I went out at 3 a.m. because the dumpster's far away from the building.
Okay.
And so while I was out there, I was just like, I'm gonna take a little walk. It's nice outside. And the fucking second I got across the street, who do I see? So yeah, the homeless lady is right across the fucking street as per usual at 3:30 in the morning. And so when I crossed the street, she starts screaming gibberish at me. And for a second, I started walking away, and then I thought, bro, it's 3:30 in the morning. Ain't nobody gonna see you scream back at her. So I just walked right back. I took out the pepper spray, and I started holding it out like this towards her. And I said, if you don't shut the fuck up right now, I'm gonna spray you in the face with pepper spray. And I cannot tell you how quickly her demeanor changed. I'm sorry, sir. It won't happen again. This is a bitch who usually screams at me. That day she called me sir. All of a sudden I'm sir. And of course she came back the very fucking next day and walked right in front of my motherfucking security camera and screamed. So obviously, instead of scaring her off, I just made her wet. I just made her fucking wet.
You're like when Tony Soprano held up that chick against the wall by her throat, and she just
100%, 100%. Because she already kind of wanted to fuck me anyway. She's a hornball for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, obviously I would dominate the fuck out of her like I would any woman. I'm not going to be nice to you sexually. But that's exactly how she read the situation. In the moment, she was like, he has a weapon. But then later, she was like, well, he won't have a weapon except for his hands.
You were you were Tony Soprano in that moment. But
I'm afraid so. It's awful. Dude, I don't know what to do. This is why it sucks so much living in California. We're being held hostage by retards. I say it all the time, but it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hierarchy of stupidity. Yeah. It's relentless, endless. If I'm not listening to illegal aliens next door banging on the walls and floor, drunk, then I'm going outside and getting accosted by. There's homeless people outside right now. I heard them just now. Oh. They're always outside. Oh, and that's another thing I wanted to say. I do not understand. This is how I know they're all crazy. Mm-hmm. Because the time you most see them in LA is in August and September, which are the hottest fucking months of the whole fucking year. Yeah. The only time in LA that it gets to 100 degrees is during August and maybe a little bit in September. And that's when they all go out in full fucking force. Because she's not the only one out there these days. I see a whole bunch of new guys that I've never seen before. They're all out there. Mm-hmm. I can't understand why you would go into the fucking shelter to get out of 100-degree weather. It's 80 degrees at night here right now.
Right.
Me and Chris are recording this at 10 o'clock at night because it's fucking hot. It's hot. What's going on here? You can't stop smoking meth for 8 fucking hours to go sleep in a fucking air-conditioned like rec room, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, man. Meth can't be that good that you're willing to sweat that much. Because I'm sure you're sweating on meth too. And you're outside in 100-degree weather, for fuck's sake.
I think it might be, though. That's the problem. I think it might be that good that they're willing to put up with anything.
Let's ask Tony Hinchcliffe. All those faggots are fucking meth heads. You know why they're meth heads, right?
No.
Because... Oh, I'll tell you. I know so much about the gay community from living in LA and having to be harassed by random gay dudes, random Hollywood gays. So gay dudes take methamphetamines because they make your dick hard, and they make your dick stay hard. To which I say, hey, Tony, Hims, Viagra. There's other drugs you can take to make your dick hard, but they want to keep their dick hard for a long time. It's kind of like my issue with my blood circulation. I told you, like, if I jerk off, I have to jerk off for like an hour, and it actually helps my heart. It's really weird, but you have to raise your heart rate to get the blood going. Whatever. It's an easy way to get your heart rate going without running around outside. But so I know what he's talking about. I'm on Hims, okay? I have to do it for my blood circulation. It's just how it is. And I'm telling you, gay guys, just fucking get on Hims, dude. Don't smoke meth, okay? Like, the psychosis is not worth the boner. I'm telling you. Oh, I forgot to say why. So they like to have, like, orgies and shit. You have to stay hard for a long time so you can fuck a whole bunch of different guys.
Right.
This is why there's never going to be any, like, honest gay characters on TVs and movies. Because if you actually saw what their day-to-day life is like, you'd be so fucking sad. Like, I'm fucking sad for them. I was talking about this before, but yeah. These gay comics need to go on stage and talk about how they prep their asshole and stuff. Like, you can actually be funny if you find out a way to talk about this honestly, which you never fucking did. They never talk about this stuff honestly. I don't know. But it's gross. And they shouldn't talk about it honestly if they want to thrive in society. Because women would never put up with this shit if they actually thought about what gay dudes do with each other. They'd be like... The only reason they hang out with gay dudes now is because gay dudes don't hit on them.
Right.
That's it. If they knew... By the way, gay dudes will fuck women and children and girls. They don't care. Gay dudes are the total hornballs. They're like that homeless lady. They'll fuck anything. They'll fuck me.
Yeah. They're on meth.
Exactamundo. I don't want a drug that... I don't want a mind-altering drug that also makes me really horny all the time. That sounds like an absolute fucking nightmare to me.
Right. Yeah, I want something that'll, like, help me concentrate. That's about it. I don't need something that has all these weird side effects or psychosis. That's the worst part when you think of psychosis, because you're like, dude, if you do it too much, you lose your mind. Your brain cracks, basically. You're up for days upon days, and so eventually, and you have to sleep. Like, if you don't sleep after, like, is it a week or something? You actually can die from that. So
yeah, Rosaffa's husband went to a mental institution because he got coked up for a week and didn't go to sleep, and then went fucking crazy. He loves to talk about this story like it's something to be proud of. He talks about it on stage and shit like a retard.
Yeah. Man, that's wild.
I mean, obviously his dad doesn't know you took coke. He doesn't know that's why he was awake for 5 days. I'm sure he just said that I went crazy.
Yeah.
I love it when people that are super mentally ill like that also do meth and cocaine. Woo! Right. I can't tell you how glad I am that I don't have those people in my life anymore. I can't tell you how fucking happy I am. You want to talk about toxicity?
Well,
druggies like that, dude, there's nothing but toxic sickness in them. There's no human life.
Yeah, I remember, like, what it was like with my mom, because she was a heroin addict, so I remember that, like, the number one drive for her was getting heroin every day. It wasn't like I was secondary, and food, and then me, I mean, it's sad, really, when you think about it. You're just like, wow, this thing takes over their lives, and then they can't focus on anything other than this one singular goal. It's just, but there's nothing you can do, I guess.
I can laugh. I can laugh at their misfortune. Fuck them. I took bad drugs all the time, and I'm the only one that survived. I'm the only one that's thriving. Yeah. I bought a gigantic TV last week. I'm the only one who's okay. It's fucked up, dude. Can I talk about my drug times, my pill popping times? Sure. Because, dude, I've got to be the only drug addict that fucking didn't die and also made money off of it. Because I had a couple buddies that would like to go to Tijuana to go to like the massage parlor or the strip club or whatever, and I would tag along to buy drugs. And I really like this drug called Tramadol, and you could get it's pretty obscure, but it's a synthetic opiate that lasts. It's a slow release synthetic opiate, so it lasts like 20 or maybe 15 hours, maybe 20. It would last all fucking day. It was awesome. It was great bang for your buck, because you could take one starting out and just be high for the whole fucking day. It was great. I don't know. It's my favorite drug. That's why I'll never touch it again under any circumstance.
Right.
So anyway, I tag along and I'd always buy like 200 pills, which was only $40 in Mexico. Okay.
Jeez.
Okay.
Hmm.
So the pussy white people that I hung out with and took drugs with, they weren't going to fucking go to Tijuana and sneak across the border, but I would, and I did. And every time I would go, I'd buy a black velvet painting. So that was the way I would distract the guy at the border. I'd be like, look at this fucking weird painting of Elvis or blah, blah, blah. And I'd have all the pills in my pocket and even look. And you would be shocked at the large volume of black velvet paintings that I have on display in my house. I could open a gallery of black velvet paintings, and I got so into it, I guess, that I started. I noticed that, it's a family affair. These dudes in Tijuana that paint these black velvet paintings. So I have certain paintings, like the father painted it, and then the son painted another version of it later. It's fucking kind of amazing. It's just like a factory. They just paint the same paintings over and over and over and over, and sell them to white guys like me. Right. But anyway, so yeah, I made money. I made money selling the pills to the other pill poppers, one of which died of a drug overdose. Rest in peace, bro. I don't take responsibility for that. Another guy that I was with, I think he's just a straight up drug addict. Like, he was one of those guys that was willing to go to there's a bunch of doctors in the OC that will write out scripts for you. But you cannot go to those places. That's not a good idea to go there. It's honestly better to go to fucking Mexico.
Yeah, not anymore though either, because I think they ended.
Oh, they went out of business. I mean, I don't know. I remember when this is stuff that happened, 13 years ago. I don't even remember. They were kind of outlawed back then. I remember.
Yeah, it's outlawed now. Like they keep records if you get too much.
Okay. So, the main girl that I hung out with and did drugs with, the last time I looked her up on the internet, she was in Russia. She's a whore in Russia. So don't do drugs. I know I said I survived and actually thrived and made money, but don't you do it. Don't do that. Because I was real careful about this shit, and I stopped. And my experience was probably only like 5 years. But I was real careful. For a long time, I only got high once a week. You dig? And then it only became a problem when 10 years ago, literally 10 years ago, in May of 2015, I broke up with this girl I really liked. And then one day, I took 2 and it didn't work. So then I took 5 and it still didn't work. And then I was like, Joseph, you can never take drugs again because this is how you become Rush Limbaugh or Michael Jackson. When you reach a point where 2 pills is not enough, and I already know what happens. Now you have to do 4, and then the next time you have to do 6, and then the next time you do 10 because it's still not working. It just stops. It just doesn't work anymore. You're tapped out. So I was such a stupid fuck. I just fucking did it cold turkey. Don't do that. People,
that's actually physically dangerous. You can die.
Well, see, like I said, I wasn't taking it that much, so it wasn't necessarily physically dangerous for me per se, but it was psychologically very damaging. Like, hurt my brain. I was like chain smoking weed for at least 6 months after that, maybe a fucking year. I was withdrawing the whole time, And like I said, I never got so bad that I was like puking or shitting. It wasn't that physically addictive to me, right. But the fact that it was becoming mentally addictive meant it would become physically too. So I just said, fuck this. I just never took it again. And I think I told you this, but the only other time I've taken pills in the last 10 years was when, and then last year they gave me some barbiturates to get my heart rate down. But yeah, the only time I've taken drugs in the last 10 years was twice, and it was because I had a medical condition. And even then, it was not fun. It's still not. It's not going to be fun ever again. Like there's just no going. It's just a no go.
Right.
But anyway, it was an experience that I tried to. I had to have this experience to understand why my father was the way he was. I still don't get it. In fact, the last time I was at home in Slidell, I went to the bar that my dad used to hang out in. This place was called it's still there probably. It's called the Southern Comfort. It's in a fucking trailer, okay? It's in a fucking trailer, okay? I always nicknamed it the Southern Discomfort. But anyway, yeah, that's where my dad would go, and he would that's where he spent his entire fucking days. And all those fucking retarded rednecks and hillbillies, they thought that he was rich because he gambled at the casino. People do not understand that addicts don't have money to gamble away. That's the problem.
Right.
They're not gambling because they're rich. They're gambling because they're poor and they're trying to become rich. And so they thought. So when Hurricane Katrina happened, they thought that he must have a bunch of like money stashed away in his house. So they broke into my fucking childhood home, and when they couldn't find any money, they just stole all his liquor. That's my dad's friends. Yeah. Those were his only friends. I mean, at least, dude, I don't know. At least we have friends with, I don't know. We don't have any friends because we're comedians, but they're not real friends. But at least they don't steal our fucking alcohol. Who the fuck steals alcohol from an alcoholic? That's not nice.
No.
Oh, but anyway, so I went into this stupid fucking bar. And I was like, I'm going to have one drink and try to figure out why my dad liked hanging out here so fucking much. And so I sit at the bar. I get like a fucking whiskey. And I hear there's a debate at the bar because a woman overdosed in the men's room, and they were debating whether or not to call an ambulance because everyone else had drugs on them too.
Oh my
so I sat there and listened to it, and I finished my drink. I said, I will never understand my father. And I got out of there as the ambulance was arriving.
That's a good story.
That woman's lucky she only overdosed in the men's room and didn't get fucking raped instead. I used to also joke, there's this movie called The Accused, and it's about Jodie Foster getting raped on a pool table. And I would always say, dude, did they shoot the fucking accused in this fucking bar? It really was that kind of place. I just don't understand why my father enjoyed that place, or why he would rather be there than hang out with his own family. You can't fucking drink at home, asshole. I guess you couldn't pop pills at home.
Yeah. He was a degenerate, is why. So
absolutely. I mean, I've never encountered anyone who is a bigger loser, if you want to know the real truth. You know. I mean, talking shit about Taylor, at least his dad has money. His dad's a millionaire and he has a trust fund. Yeah. So he at least has some value. My dad had zero fucking value except that big cock, which I didn't get to manhandle, so... It's not even like I don't care if my dad had a big dick. It doesn't help me. Isn't that funny? He likes his balding genes I got, but not what was in his genes. You dig? I don't get to have a big old dick. I just have to be bald without a big dick, Dad. Thanks for that. Yeah. Dickhead. What a jerk. Yeah. Maybe he saw me as a baby and he's like, that kid has a tiny cock compared to mine. I'll never respect him.
That's funny. So, moving on from that, I don't know how to make this transition work because I was just wanted to talk about like bullshit comedy beef that's been going on lately. Sure. You know, because...
By the way, Chris, do you realize that all these stories are what Theo Von wishes he could tell on his faggot podcast? I lived that life, you little fuck. You fucking mullet-wearing faggot. I lived that life. I should profit off of it. I'm the one who had to fucking suffer, not you, dickhead. So shut your face and start talking like the fucking New Englander you really are, you liar. Southern my black ass. You're Southern, my ass is black. Please.
No, I was just gonna like
Theo Von, you Captain Ron looking motherfucker. I'm sorry. No. I just had to bring up Captain Ron because I watched it the other day.
I haven't seen that.
I'll watch anything with Kurt Russell in it. I have to tell you. And then my friend, if she's watching, shout out to you. She lives in Palm Springs and works at a store where Goldie Hawn shops. She's actually met Kurt Russell. I don't know. I'm super jealous and mad at her because I want to fucking meet him too. Right. Maybe I'll move to Palm Springs, man. That's where we could rub elbows with the kind of celebrities we like. Mm-hmm. Either gay people or like super old people that were from the 70s and shit. I'm sorry. Anyway, do you want to talk about comedy beef? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just going to talk about some comedy beef.
But the thing with Joe,
yeah,
is I don't know that we have a lot to talk about because of my idea of what he's done to comedy.
Sure.
And I don't think it's great. I think that it's tribalized, and I think that he's created a sort of army of people that think they know comedy, but they only know a specific thing, and what they think is good is not necessarily good. It may be what they're like.
So it seems that Marc Maron has reignited.
I'm not gonna.
Who the fuck was that?
That was just. I pulled the clip from a video talking about. Anyway.
No, I would never make you watch Bad Friends. That would make me a bad friend. I'm glad you got the clip from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Dude, just looking at their set is disgusting to me. These faggots need to grow up. What is it, the Nickelodeon channel back there? Yeah. And anyone who touches my man Calvin and Hobbes, you know how I feel about that. He didn't merchandise his shit. So what you're doing is fucking intellectual theft, and it's gay. It's faggotry. Mm-hmm. Fuck you and your faggot drawing, you fucks. How dare you? Fucking steal from Calvin and Hobbes. He gave you so much and you take it, and you're not even as cool as the Calvin peeing on the Ford logo. Faggot fucks.
No.
Bad friends. You are bad friends.
Well, I don't know much about them. The only thing I know is that Bobby Lee was on Mad TV. That's all I know. The other guy,
the poor man's SNL.
Yeah, I liked it better than SNL, and sometimes because
most people do, but yeah. I could. You know what I was doing on Saturday night? I wasn't watching either of them. That's for fucking sure. Yeah. I mean, honestly, dude, I was probably jerking off, and that was a more useful time, a better use of my time than watching the fucking sketch comedy shows on Saturday night.
Right.
Anything.
But
anyway, Marc Maron's right. That's all. For once in his life, Marc Maron's right.
Yeah. When he's not banging 25-year-old interns, he's absolutely correct about this.
He's right about doing that too. The one thing I respect about Marc Maron is he always got pussy. That's the only thing I really like about him. And I would see him with these women, and I'd be like, yeah, good for you, Mark. That's just my type too. But then also, they're just as crazy as he is. Mm-hmm. So he's outside screaming at them. They're screaming at him. Like, he would be talking about it on stage. It was just him and the girlfriend screaming at each other all the time. I don't know. You take the good, you take the bad. But I'm telling you, every hot piece of pussy there's a price to pay.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
What else? Rogan.
Okay.
Who's that?
Joe Rogan.
Joseph Rogan?
Yeah, he's out of Texas.
Oh, Texas. Got it. Yeah. I got it. Got it.
Yeah. You love Austin, don't you?
He's running half the planet out of Texas.
Yeah.
He's got a tight hold on the enlightened meatheads.
Dude, Maron's disdain.
It's not disdain. It's reasonable criticism.
Reasonable criticism.
Yeah.
When was the last time you spoke with him?
I don't know. That's a good question. I guess it would have been at the store. I never talked to him in Austin. I don't go into the club. I don't really think I'm on his radar. So
something tells me you are.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Something
tells me you are.
I don't. It's weird that you get lumped into a certain thing, and maybe it's my assumption that his army of healthy fellas.
Is that their title? Army of Healthy Fellas is so good.
No, you just got to, got to stay in, keep the machine.
The machine's got to be good.
Yeah.
That's a shot at Bert. Go ahead.
What do you think the Austin shelf life is going to be?
Well, I don't know. Like, I think that it's so effectively tribalized at this point. It really comes down to material. I mean, at what point, it's like whatever they represented in terms of policy. And it's not a stretch. It's like they won. Trans people are frightened. They have no ability to get health care anymore, and they're.
I disagree with them on that, obviously, because I think he overestimates the power of comedy. Obvious, like.
I mean, he overestimates the power of trans people. Give me a fucking break, dude. Dude, he was on a roll, and then he said this dumb liberal bullshit. Yeah. It's the same with this dumb fucking special that just came out, because I watched about 5 minutes of it. That's about all I could stomach. Mm-hmm. And it's the same. It was a bunch of fucking liberal posturing, no jokes. Yeah. Everybody's clapping at this stupid faggotry. Dude, this guy's just jealous that Joe Rogan's more successful, because they both started their podcast at around the same time. They both had the idea that they took from Tom Green. They both took it from Tom Green.
They both did, yeah.
I mean, it's frustrating because Maron is right about the Rogan crew. They're a bunch of hacks and they suck. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't understand why they suck. You notice that he's just not a comedian, I guess. He never talks about the fact that these faggots all steal jokes. He doesn't talk about the fact that they're muscling out actually talented people such as myself and himself, quite frankly. He should be the king of the fucking comedy story. This is just crazy. And he is full of shit, man. This guy was doing cocaine with Sam Kinison. Like, shut up with your fake posturing and your virtue signaling. You're not that guy, Mark. Just be your fucking self. Be who you are. Be who you were before that stupid podcast started. That was the real Marc Maron, and he was funny as fuck. He was great. He was very nice too. I don't mean shit on him. He's one of the very few comedians who's been nice to me. He's been very friendly to me. Because around the time we started the podcast, that's when I moved here. So I just see him around a bunch. And I remember we went to me and my ex-girlfriend went to this show called What's Up Tiger League. I know he wanted to fuck my ex-girlfriend, by the way, and he probably did. But he didn't put her on his podcast, so that's how I know he still respects me. He respected me too much to do that. But anyway, so one time we went to this show called What's Up Tiger Lily, which was like the cool alternative show and on Sunset Boulevard in LA. And I would go there pretty much all the time, and I would bootleg the show. In fact, on my YouTube, there's a great recording of Marc Maron screaming at Eric Andre. It's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. It was him. He was just so disgusted with Eric Andre's comedy. He just lit him up for 10 fucking minutes. It was really great. I also remember Maron did a bit where he was talking about how he felt sorry for Mel Gibson, because it was when the Mel Gibson tapes came out. Because he was like, man, all I could think of was, I'm glad no one's ever taped me when I was yelling at my girlfriends. But I totally agree with it. Like, everybody flips out at some point or another and embarrasses the shit out of themselves over some women. Yeah, unavoidable. But I wanted to say it. So he introduced himself to me. All these comedians that are really successful and popular, they're very good at networking and being social. So I've never introduced myself to a famous person. They always approached me. Mm-hmm. So I just thought I'd toss that out there to all these rude cunts in the comedy scene. You're not going to get anywhere if you're not nice. That's just how it is. Like, Dave Attell introduced himself to me 3 times. Maron introduced himself to me. All these dudes did. They're all nice guys, and you have to be a fucking nice guy, or I won't help you, and Chris won't help you, and Marc Maron won't help you. No one will help douchey faggots. So stop it, you douchebags. But anyway, the first thing he said to me was, what was this guy's name? He was in Revenge of the Nerds. He was also on The Cosby Show.
Oh.
He used to do rap, too. I'm sorry, I can't believe I'm spacing on this guy's name. He's a sexual predator, though. Maybe I shouldn't say his name. Marc Maron, the first thing he said to me was like, do you know this person, this comedian? And I said, no. And he said, stay the fuck away from him. I guess Mark correctly identified that I was this guy's type. Oh. And sure as shit, when I first started seeing, that this guy used to come to open mics because his career had just fallen apart. Mm-hmm. And I mean, this guy was hot 40 years ago. He was on The Cosby Show, okay?
Right.
And so, I remember seeing him at the Corbin Bowl open mic in Tarzana. And yeah, he fucking stared me down. He was definitely like trying to get engage with me. And he's one of the very few famous whatever, semi-famous people that actually sat and watched my set. And the fact that he was laughing meant that he was probably stealing jokes. Realistically, right. I can't believe I forgot this fucking guy's name. He was in Revenge of the Nerds. How could I have? Oh, and you haven't seen Revenge of the Nerds, so you don't know who the fuck this guy is either.
No.
Damn it.
And I never watched.
That's a shame. I would have really enjoyed destroying this guy's reputation. That's a real shame. Maybe I'll look it up later on my cell phone.
If anyone knows, please put it in the comments so that I can find out.
I cannot believe I forgot what his name is. How could you forget the name of a guy that Marc Maron told you to watch out for?
Right.
If Marc Maron thinks someone's a sleazeball, holy shit, that's a sleazy fucking guy. So as I say, Marc Maron is a nice guy. He didn't want me to get raped.
Right.
See, trust me when I say that. Most comics aren't like that. Because I almost did get raped, and they all just stood around laughing. They didn't think it was funny at all. I mean, they didn't think it was a problem at all. Good for you, Marc Maron. So, Mark, if you're watching, if someone at the Comedy Store sent you this, I just want to say, I think you're a good dude. You should focus on your own comedy and shut the fuck up. But you are right, but still shut up. Who do you think you are, Red Bar over here? Who's this?
Well,
now, Red Bar needs to start commenting on Marc Maron just to make it all full circle.
Right. He kind of blew up because of this clip. Like, people started talking about it everywhere because a lot of people hate Rogan right now.
Everyone hates Rogan, and that's not Rogan they hate. It's Tony Hinchcliffe and Bert Kreischer and all the other idiots that hang out with Rogan. Right. I mean, Rogan, he's another one I had an interaction with where he gave me a fist bump, and he didn't tell me to leave the back of the Comedy Store, which I should not have been back there. He's not a bad guy deep down, but his comedy sucks, and that's going to drive the whole genre of comedy into the dirt as a result.
Right.
He's been, and Maron didn't talk. I can't believe Maron didn't talk about this, but Rogan used to be the booker for the Comedy Store, like back in 1992. This guy has been gatekeeping comedy for 30 fucking years, and that's exactly why Maron's pissed because his podcast blew up bigger than Maron's did, even though Maron's was probably first and probably better. I mean, he was definitely better. There's no denying that.
His interviews were amazing, yeah.
But he's also mad that he knows Rogan has been gatekeeping comedy for over 30 fucking years, and he's probably just fucking fed up with it. Mm-hmm. Dude, what he was saying there is not even about himself. He's talking about the fact that other comics that are like him, that could be good and could be popular, don't get a fucking shot. They don't get a fucking shot because everyone's too busy trying to be a guest on Kill Tony. I want to be on Kill Tony so I can be humiliated in front of my family. Mm-hmm. I'd love to go on Kill Tony one more time. I'd love to go on Kill Tony. You know, we really ruffled his feathers. Because on another one of these clips, they were talking about how the one thing that gets under Tony's skin is when people critique his comedy. And boy, we critiqued the fucking shit out of it. Because as many times as I called him a faggot and a homo, I also said, boy, what's up with the way he's standing? What's up with the way he's holding the microphone? Why is he dressed like this? Yeah. Why is he stealing jokes?
The way
he watched the whole, I bet you $1 million he watched the whole thing. And he was just like that fucking bitch that I threatened with the pepper spray. He was jerking off the whole time, using his tears as lubrication. Oh, Joseph, why don't you love me? Why don't you approve of me?
Here's a deep cut. The way he stands is gayer than Ty Rivera.
I like Ty. I like the fact that I don't like him. I hate him. But I like the fact that he's determined to look like he's been in prison, even though he's a little pampered faggot. His mom and dad paid his rent. His mom and dad probably still pay his fucking rent. Nice teardrop tattoo, you fucking poser. And I've made you cry. I'll make you fucking cry again if you don't watch your fucking step. I love it when he goes on Facebook and runs his fucking mouth. You need to run your mouth with my fucking fist, Ty, you fucking pussy. He's all fucking talk. All fucking talk.
Right.
Crybaby bitch. Anyway, back to Maron. Yeah, crybaby bitch.
Well, I don't hate him or anything. I just find it funny because I'm like, dude, like, yeah, comedy is annoying, of course, but whatever. Although I do kind of like this.
I've been seeing like Jeselnik having an issue with people like Tony Hinchcliffe, who he's saying uses profanity or just shock value comedy. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, at this point, it's lazy and sloppy and hackneyed. You know, to be in a fucking club where, you know, I'm walking down the hall at the comedy club, at the Comedy Store, and, you know, in one room, someone's doing their bit about trans people, and then I get down the hall and there's someone on stage going, well, I guess I got to do my bit about trans people. Like, no, you don't. You don't.
Yes.
It's hack now. I mean, you know, you guys got the freedom you wanted. You can now say whatever you want. They're defeated. Their rights have been denied. The policies that you guys encouraged with your stupid material are now policy. And now, like, you know,
I've been seeing like.
Now he's doing his lies about, fuck you. Fuck your liberal bullshit. It's a cult. They always turn it back to Trump. They won't specifically say it's Trump, but that's exactly what he's talking about. They think that somehow fascism has taken over. Meanwhile, I didn't see a single white person today. Where is all the fascism? Where's the white supremacy? What are they fucking talking about? Do you ever go outside and walk around and look at stuff?
No.
No trans have had their rights denied. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he always ruins.
And by the way, it's unnatural and gross. So fuck, they shouldn't have rights to fucking destroy their God-given beauty. I don't think that's cool. I'm sorry, Mark, but this is where you and me are gonna have to agree to disagree.
Right. He starts off so good, and then he ruins it every time.
He keeps going back to they always go back to the liberal playbook. And they always have to have the same fucking five thoughts about the Republicans and the alt-right. I love that term, the alt-right. Doesn't it sound cool? They made their enemies sound cool.
I know.
I remember when alternative meant the cool music. It wasn't Metallica. It was the Butthole Surfers. Yeah. It was the band that would play like a song. They'd sample a sitar and play it backwards on the record. You'd go, whoa. That was alternative. It was different from Metallica. It was the alternative to Metallica. How is the alt-right any different from the right?
I don't know.
What are they even talking about, these dipshits? These fucking retards.
Because, he just makes, and they're not any better, by the way. Like the Nick Fuenteses, they're just other, like, not grifters, but
they're grifters. Get the fuck out. They're totally grifting.
Right. That's for sure. They're just getting money and saying crazy shit. Nick. Like, he was telling his people to go storm the Capitol, and then he didn't get arrested. So I was like, that seems a little odd, you know? It seems a bit strange that you're telling other people, hey, go do this thing, and then you are just... Which, by the way, a lot of people went to prison for that, and you just tiptoed away, you know? It seems a little strange.
Well, he's definitely funded by the CIA. I've never seen a guy that glows harder in my life.
Yeah,
he glows. he glows harder than a fucking than a light bulb that's just been switched on. You know.
Right.
Did Maron say anything else that's interesting?
Oh, let me go. Sorry, I apologize. Let me go back to it. Let's see, because he gets into this whole.
He looks bored.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's not what happened, but okay.
They live in a fantasy world.
Yeah, I'm like, that didn't happen even remotely.
Of anti-woke, we've lost a tremendous amount of democratic-leaning ideas and movements. So whether they knew it or not, that's what they were spearheading. So now it's reality, and you want to still keep kicking them?
I don't know that the comedians have had that much power.
Are you
that
fucking
much?
Yes, thank you, Howie.
Joe Brave. I'm not gonna.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know, you can't separate Like, if the movement is like, we're being censored. No, you're not. You're not. There's no constitutional
Yes, I am, asshole.
censorship issue.
You've never heard what I've had to say, asshole, because I've been fucking censored.
Right.
I hate that. No, Joe Rogan didn't get censored because he's a CIA operative. That's why he's working at the fucking Comedy Store as the booker. Shit, maybe Rosato was too. I blew it. Sorry, CIA masters. I'll be good.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I have no issues with weird intelligence agencies. I think they're wonderful, in fact.
Hey, I love the Doors. They fucking created. I don't care who wrote the Doors songs. I like them. And yeah, of course the CIA wrote them. No way did Jim Morrison write a fucking thing. He was a fucking drunken retard. He didn't write anything. Come on. Get real, people. Yeah, if it's good art, I don't care who made it. And sure, it brainwashed me. I mean, I was listening to some Alice in Chains today in the car, and I was like, dude, no wonder I was so fucking depressed as a teenager. All the songs are about either getting high, trying to clean up from being high, or killing yourself. And that's it. Like, fuck, dude. That's total CIA brainwashing. I'm living with it, that depression.
For sure. And the overpopulation myth came from artists as well, where they're like, "Don't kids, the world is already too populated." Well, yeah, in the big cities. But if you live in the Midwest, no, it's not even remotely.
If you just live outside of LA and California, you can see what it's really like out here.
Yeah.
Dude, the thing is, these liberals, they used to be the underdogs.
Yes.
Back in the day. And so they just want to keep being the underdog. It's like, dude, you're not the underdog anymore. You've been the establishment for as long as I've been alive, at least, 30 years.
Yeah.
And so you need to stop complaining about the other side. Just get to work. Like, I brought this up before on this podcast, but I'll say it again. Liberals in California love to blame Ronald Reagan for closing down the asylums. And it's like, okay, I'll play along. Maybe he did close all those asylums down. So why don't you open them the fuck back up? Why aren't you opening any new asylums up? He's not in power anymore. He's been dead for 30 years. This is your chance to strike.
Yeah.
I love it though. They're blaming dead old white dudes that have no power anymore. So what's the fucking problem? What are you crying about? I don't care that the fucking founding fathers owned slaves. How does that affect me in the 21st century? How does it affect anyone in the 21st century? Also, it was commonplace in the past, and they didn't know it was wrong.
Yeah.
That's another thing that gets on my fucking nerves is when people try to apply modern morality to the past. Brother, just 100 years ago, I could have walked out on the street and punched that fucking woman in the face, and people would have just clapped. No one would have called the cops. No one would have stepped in. How do they not see that the world is a very different place than the world they grew up in?
Maybe education, but they believe lies. I feel the same way because I used to believe those when I was young.
Totally. Yeah, I used to watch The Daily Show.
Yeah. I used to like this guy's podcast when I was.
I never liked his podcast, but I did like his stand-up. He had a couple good records before the podcast hit.
Okay. I didn't listen to those. I just knew him from the podcast. But I used to believe all of these things because all the comics had the same opinions throughout most of my youth. All the artists had the same opinions. I didn't realize that I never heard anything different until way later in life.
Well, you had to experience life. There's a quote, and I forget who said it, but it's very true. If you're not a liberal when you're a young person, then you're heartless. But if you're still a liberal when you're an adult, you're brainless.
Yeah.
And that's it. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The second I started paying taxes, hell, the first time I had a job, the first job I had, where the very first day of work, I only made $50, and that was the amount of money that my shoes cost that I had to buy
for work
for the job. You dig? that was such a mind fucking experience that I was like, oh, I'll never be a liberal again. Like, I can't believe how much it sucks to be alive. Fuck welfare. I had to pay $50. I had to work all day for $50 to buy these fucking shoes that I wear to a job I hate.
Yeah.
I would never buy those shoes in any other capacity or wear them.
No. Were they the non-slip shoes that everybody has to get for those like minimum wage jobs?
It was when I worked at the law firm. Even though I worked in the mailroom and then later worked in the record room, I still had to dress up. I still had to dress business casual. It's retarded when I think about it. No one saw me except the lawyers. No customers or anything ever saw me.
Wow.
I should have been able to walk in there with my Flipper t-shirt so everyone could see what kind of cool punk rock music I listened to. But yeah, you see the absurdity of those people at that law firm making me wear a costume for work. And then at the job, the lawyers would offer me booze all day. This doesn't make sense. I should dress how I want if I can drink on the job. What the fuck, man?
Right.
Those fuckers thought they were in Mad Men or something like that. It was great.
That was way before Mad Men, right?
Totally. That's all you about. Can I talk about my employment history? Take fucking Maron's face off. We don't need to talk about this dumbass anymore. I want to talk a bit about my employment history because I complain a lot about my life and how hard it is. But I knew myself enough. I knew myself well enough never to take a job that I absolutely hated. Like, I never worked in retail, stuff like that. I know I just wouldn't be good at it. But I was thinking about one of my first, that was one of my, the Chicago law firm was a couple of my first jobs. But then when I first lived in Chicago, I had a job where I was a paid audience member of the Judge Mathis show, which this show is still on the air, believe it or not. It's been on the air for like 25 fucking years. But this is kind of a sweet story about my dad. You might like this to change things up from the usual. So my dad used to watch the Judge Mathis show every fucking day. So when I saw the clipping, the classified ad in the newspaper, I was like, well, of course I have to get this job so my dad can watch me on TV. And he watched me on television. He saw me on television. He probably watched me on television at the Southern Comfort and pointed me out to his dirtbag friends. Hey, my son's on TV right now. Hope no one steals my alcohol later. I'm still mad about that. It didn't even happen to me, but my dad and mom, they're from a certain generation that had a bar and they collected they weren't actually drinking a lot of this alcohol. It was just for show. You know what I mean? They had all these old bottles of alcohol. And like I said, my dad only drank beer, so it didn't even matter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But they still stole from him. I don't know. I feel bad. I mean, I feel bad for my dad a lot. I feel a lot of empathy for him because, I don't know. It's not like he didn't get fucked over by life, too. He just happened to fuck my life over in the process. But yeah, my dad watched me on TV. Isn't that cool? Mm-hmm. Every day. Every afternoon, he saw me on television.
Yeah.
That was a wild job, too. That was a wild job. The original bailiff, jumped out of a window and killed himself in downtown in Chicago. I remember there was just a new bailiff all of a sudden.
Whoa. Dude,
even in the lower rung of showbiz, there's just tragedy everywhere. It's a tragic hellhole.
I'm going to have to find this clip, but you've seen the clip. Well, it's one of the judge shows. I don't remember which show it was. It was a female judge, I believe. And one of the defendants talking about the bailiff, and he goes, "He looks mad. Is he happy in his marriage?" And then it cuts to he's at first the judge is like, "No, he's really happy," and then it cuts to years later he's convicted of murdering his wife.
Oh wow! Holy shit!
Yeah. It's super famous. I'm gonna have to find it next show because I don't have it ready right now. But if you don't know. It's it became internet famous because it was just some guy, some defendant called him out, and he was absolutely right. He ended up just murdering his wife, and then got sent to prison for life.
Yeah, I love that. That's actually a delicious piece of irony. He's like, only God can judge me now.
I mean, if you're on those shows, you're an actual bailiff. You're not. You're not an actor. You have to be.
I know, and Judge Mathis is an actual judge. It's really fascinating, and the court cases are real. Actually, since we're talking about this, I can give you guys a little insider baseball stuff. So what happens is this. They basically go into the small claims court in Chicago and just find interesting looking cases. And then what happens is, regardless of whether or not you win or lose, the Judge Mathis show pays the amount that is awarded. And they may or may not get money also for just being on TV. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of those people got flown down if their story was extra interesting. Mm-hmm. But there's enough crazy shit in Chicago that they wouldn't probably even need to do that.
Right.
But yeah, they're totally fake, but really real. It's a really odd dichotomy there.
Mm-hmm.
Because the cases are definitely real and they're definitely going to be dealt with. But it's also fake as fuck. Like, the judge doesn't listen to anything they say. It's basically just he just listens to them enough to get enough information to make fun of both of them and then insult them.
Right.
Judge Mathis is a pretty cool guy, actually.
Yeah.
Every so often I'll flip through and take a look at it and have a little chuckle at his folksy statements.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, folksy wisdom, exactly.
I used to live across the street from where they filmed Judge Judy, like my last place.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, KTLA 5, the lot. You know what I'm talking about?
I totally do. I used to walk by that all the time. You live in that neighborhood?
Yeah.
That neighborhood sucks. That's the one where you had the neighbor with the violin?
Mm-hmm.
See, now I gotta get a violin. I gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
If you can't beat them, join them. That's my attitude now.
Yeah, so it was weird because the neighborhood, yeah, it does suck, but it's Hollywood, right? Where sometimes like
everywhere sucks in Hollywood.
Yeah, doesn't matter where you're at. You're next to millionaires and then the poorest people you've ever met in your life in the same little area. Basically,
dude, it really is fucking fascinating. Even the area of the valley where I live, because there's like a lot of rich Persians and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they're driving like Lamborghinis and shit. These are things that I've only seen as micro machines as a child. I didn't even know these were real cars that people drove around. You just drove this to Ralph's? What the fuck's wrong with you? Right. I wouldn't drive my Lamborghini around the West Valley for $1 million. But I see it all the time. But it's also really funny when you see these dudes stopped at a light and there's a homeless guy right by their fucking gazillion-dollar car, right by the window. Give me something. I love that dichotomy.
Well, it's only here in like New York and India, right? Where Mumbai, where it's just like the richest people you've ever seen, and then the poorest people. Well, it's way worse in India because the disparity is even higher, I'd say.
And also, they have to be around other Indians, so that sucks. Imagine how bad it smells in India.
You don't have to imagine. You can go there yourself and find out.
Nah, I won't do that.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, you actually do a reverse Uno and just invade their fucking country. Mm-hmm. And then start like making noise on the fucking subway and shit, and cooking food in public and shit. That'll teach them.
but keep it clean so that their stomachs get messed up.
Mm-hmm. I like Indian food. I was thinking something that's kind of funny to me. If you're Indian, Chinese, Mexican, Japanese, and maybe Thai, you're allowed to have a business where you only employ other people of your own race.
Yeah.
If you're white, or maybe even if you're black, there's laws that say you have to hire other races. I think that's interesting. Because, like, listen, dude, if I go to an Indian restaurant, I want a fucking Indian guy making it, not a Mexican.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Their logic makes sense to me.
You want it to be as authentic as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not too authentic, not like actually in the, but with our standards of cleanliness, but their recipes, basically.
Yeah.
But although I would say that like the best dishes in Indian food were created in like the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And then they came over here. So it's not true Indian. It's Indian that's been westernized before it got to us.
Dude, that's so great that you said that, because the same with Mexican food here in America. It's all Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
The times where I've had actual, like, authentic Mexican food, it was gross as fuck. It's this guy, like, what? You cooked a cactus? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Right. So
I mean, the real Mexicans, like, back in the day, weren't covering everything with fucking cheese,
No. No. But yeah, all the best stuff gets westernized first, and then it becomes like world famous. Basically, we don't talk about that. They have to filter their culture through our culture to get it into a good place, and then it becomes dope.
Yes. Well, I hate to say it, but you just made a better argument for liberalism than Marc Maron could. That's exactly what they think, and that the diversity is a good thing.
Right, sort of, but it still has to get filtered through, like, some standards.
Oh wait, you're saying the opposite of what he was saying, actually.
Yeah.
You're saying white makes right. You're right. We've improved their food. I gotcha. I hear you. I'm sorry, but Taco Bell is better than any fucking street taco I've ever had. It's not even up for fucking debate. Taco Bell rules. On the street tacos, are they made out of fucking Dorito shells? I don't think so.
Not yet.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Taco Bell has Cool Ranch fucking shells. Okay? Give me a break, Mexico. Get on our level, faggots. I love how, like, the only way Taco Bell innovates now is that they just make the shell out of a fucking Cheez-It or a Dorito. And then otherwise it's the same 4 ingredients that are in every fucking thing at Taco Bell.
Right. Yeah, it's just cheese, lettuce, and that weird meat that's like, who knows what it really is.
It's definitely, when I was younger, it was horse meat. That's what they used to say. And now I don't even think it's meat at all. It's just like seasoned. Like, I don't care. It still tastes good. I'll fucking eat it. I'll fucking eat it tonight if I get drunk.
It's soy something. It's like soy mostly now.
Mm-hmm. Same with McDonald's. Dude, the whole world is fucked, and we don't even know how bad it is. Everything sucks.
Yeah. And on that note,
I knew you would do that.
I hope everybody has a good week.
I hope it doesn't suck as much as it did last week.
Yeah. And I hope you have a good week as well, Joseph. Have some Taco Bell for me.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everybody.